Stop number 33 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's the running of the NAPA Know 500. Yep, the NAPA Know 500 is on here at Atlanta Motor Speedway as we make the second trip to Hot-Lanta and down to in a hot battle for the points as we head down for the when the final four of the season. And here's the starting line for today's event. Joshua Osborne, the winner at Martinsville this season, this last race on the tour, is on the pole for the second race in a row. Alongside of him, just like it was at Martinsville, Dougie Shears is alongside. So one of the rare occurrences we had the same front row for 2 races in a row. Mike Becker starts in the inside row number 2. Beside him, Dylan Poteet, the number 31 GM Goodwrench Mom and Pop Chevrolet. Zed Weinstein, the number 70 Rumpel Furniture Toyota, has the inside row number 3. And Joshua Collard, the Pepsi 400 winner, is on the outside. He also took the title at Watkins Glen. Rockingham winner Kyle Matthews, number 42 Melly Yellow Chevrolet, has beside Trey Campbell, 3-time winner of the season in the Pennzoil Toyota number 30. The Kodiak cars share row number 5. It's Quentin Moore driving for Blue Max Motorsports, number 27 Kodiak Dodge, and then the Kodiak 25 Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. It's Ryan Richards. He'll start alongside. Then it's Pichu London, the winner of 3 races this season. The Maxwell House Ford, number 22, and beside him the number 18 Interstate Battery Chevrolet of Matt McIntyre. Here comes the man to fire the engines here at Atlanta.
Drivers, start your engines.
And the fire the engines. We get some racing here today. 33 laps of distance here today, and we've had some tremendous finishes here at Atlanta. Will we see one here today? Well, we're about to find out. And there, yep, you see right here, championship leader Jessica Shelton starts dead last in the field here today. Not good news for her, and especially considering that some of the drivers ahead of her in the points or behind her in the points starts up near the front. Like, for instance, Mike Becker starts third in the race. He's second to Shelton in the points, so he hopes for a big day if he hopes to make a run for the championship when we hit the next stop on the tour at Phoenix. And here's the green flag waves are underway here at Atlanta. Mike Becker wasting no time going inside, trying to go inside of Super Shears, Dougie Shears to the inside. And now here comes 70, Zed Weinstein. He's got the shove in the 42 at Kyle Matthews. Pole speed for this race, a blistering 212 miles an hour. And they will go faster than that in the drive, I can about guarantee you. First lap, 191 miles an hour from Joshua Osborne as he leads the first lap. Here comes Dougie Shears to the inside. And he'll take the lead. Here comes Quentin Moore, Pichu London, Cody Lamas. They're all making a run for it right now. And let's see how fast they go in the draft. Into turn number 1, we're at Pichu London's telemetry. 218 miles an hour to turn number 1. And down as low as 207 in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Gosh, how fast can these guys go? Heading on to complete the third lap here, Lamas to the inside for the lead. And that lap for Pichu, 219 miles an hour. And in fact, we saw, I think, yeah, Jesse Henry just clipped off a lap of 220 miles an hour here at Atlanta. And he's going for the lead. 3 wide, about 3 rows deep. Almost 4 wide. Here comes Trent Dunham in the 1. He's got Dalton Dale over his back bumper. Wasn't they say that nighttime is the right time, and truer words were never spoken in Atlanta, as for sure. Yates' teammates on the inside here. Kyle Austin in 88, Keith Batson in 28. There's the field screaming in the turn number 1. Jesse Dalton, the winner at Talladega this season. He's on the inside. Here comes Kentucky winner Nick Pericles. Trevor Reinhardt's in there. In the 3, Stephanie Gardner in 26. And remember a certain someone I said who started last in the field, the points leader, Jessica Shelton? Well, she's already made up a lot of ground. And problems in turn number 1! Dougie Shears is around. Quentin Moore, I believe, is in the crash. And Nick Pericles trying to go inside of Trevor Reinhardt, but nope, Trevor will lead the lap, and he'll lead him back to the yellow flag. Jesse Dalton was in the crash, and I think was Osborne, was he in the crash, I think? I'm not sure. It was just Jesse Henry and Dougie Shears that were in the crash. Let's see what happens there. Shears got squeezed in there by 26 of Stephanie Gardner. And Stephanie shoves Dougie up the track. And then, oh my gosh. And Shears and Dalton, Jesse Dalton, yeah, and Quentin Moore, he gets in the crash. And how Joshua Osborne kept from rear-ending Quentin Moore is beyond me. Not much damage really to the Quentin Moore automobile, but for Dougie Shears, unfortunately for him, nothing but a spin out. And I mind you guys, this is not PTA physics, this is cut physics. These are cut physics at 110% strength. So this is not PTA physics as some people may think they are, but that's the way they're set up to go fast. And we've seen a lot of 220-mile-an-hour laps here at Atlanta. Trevor Reinhardt's best lap at 220.87 as the green flag waves. We're back underway on lap number 12. Second is Nick Pericles. Third, Austin Mongol. Fourth, Stephanie Gardner. Fifth is Kyle Matthews trying to take fourth from Stephanie. 6th is Keith Batson. 7th, like Kyle Austin. 8th, Jessica Shelton. 9th is Zed Weinstein trying to shove Shelton back a few spots. Daniel Boyle's in 10th position. Then is Mike Becker, Mason Powers, Charles Sanford. Dalton Day in the 20 runs in 14th position. And now gives Charles Sanford a little bit of a bump in that 24 car. And now here comes Kyle Matthews in the 42 going for the lead. Barely lost it that time by, but here comes, and he's got the inside shot for the lead and he's got it. But here comes number 10, Daniel Voiles. The winner at Texas earlier this season. He's going for the lead, and here comes Mike Becker. He wants to get those 5 bonus points for leading a lap. And close that lead on, and close that deficit he's got on Shelton. And Voiles kept them from leading that lap, though. But here comes Dalton Day in the number 20. And right behind him, Dylan Poteet, the winner at Richmond. He's 10th in points coming in. And right there behind him, his buddy Trent Dunham and Nathan Hudson, Joshua Carr, the NR veterans, lining up on the inside lane. Poteet, the former winner in Atlanta, but Dunham's never won here. Neither is Nathan Hudson. And here comes Collar to the inside, 3 wide with Jesse Henry on the inside in the 17. John Arndt's in there, Dylan Young, Charles Sanford. Oh no, 4 wide again. It didn't work the last time, and problems. Nathan Hudson with a wall ride. Poteet's in it. John Arndt. Oh, and Hudson. Upside down. Trent Dunham's in it. Dalton Day. Can Dalton Day ever catch a break in this series? And he had a fastest lap of the race at 221 miles an hour. Jesse Dalton's in the crash. And championship leader Jessica Shelton gets through another crash unscathed. And Joshua Collard won race back to the start finish on, I believe, in the 43. But this crash happening almost halfway through the event. But, yep, we knew 4 wide never works at Atlanta. We saw that the last times they got 4 wide in turn number 1. Charles Hammer hits Poteet. And he gets into Dylan Young. Trey Campbell got shoved to the inside lane. Oh, my gosh, and Trent Dunham was... We gotta look back at that one. Trent Dunham was, I mean, spinning in the air. After Dunham got squeezed in the wall by Poteet, and oh my gosh, into the catch fence goes Dunham. And Nathan Hudson doing a wall ride right down through there, and then Hudson, as soon as he got back on the ground, rolls over about one more nice time, and then on top of John Arnscart. Oh, and Jesse Dalton, hard hit. Let's look at this crash real time. Let us crash real time. Let's listen. And I said that Dalton Day had a lap at 221 miles an hour. Actually, Dylan Poteet and Trent Dunham clicked off 222 mile an hour laps here at Atlanta. But that, I mean, that is stupid. That is just stupid fast around this racetrack. I don't really know how to tell everybody that. And my mistake on who's leading the race is actually Jesse Henry in a 17 who leads the race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The 17 Western Auto Chevrolet for Darrell Waltrip Motorsports. Joshua Carter is in second position. Third is Trey Campbell. Fourth, Nick Pericles. Fifth, Mason Powers. Trevor Reinhardt runs sixth. Seventh is Cody Lamas. Eighth, Keith Batson. Ninth is Mike Becker. And I think a certain points leader, by the name of Jessica Sheldon, says she never has any luck in Atlanta. Well, she's getting a lot of luck here today. She is 10th at the moment, having survived one of the best big crashes of the night. But the race ain't over yet. The green flag race here on lap number 22. We have 12 laps to go here in Atlanta. Jesse Henry pulling away. Here comes Collard. Pericles. Here comes Mason Powers in the 8. To the inside of Trey Campbell in the 30. Now they begin to find drafting partners now. Here comes Collard to the inside. Joshua Collard looking for his third win of the season. He's got 2 wins for Dodge this season. And Collard, another one who clicked off a lap at 222 miles an hour a little earlier here before the yellow flag flew. Nick Pericles driving the inside lane. Here comes, he's got the shove in the 28 to Keith Batson. Batson trying to get back into victory lane. And he has won here, I believe, before at Atlanta. Here comes Mike Becker. He's got the shove in the championship leader, Jessica Shelton. Here comes Shelton, 3 in the inside of Becker. And saying, I saw you lead a lap. I say, I'm not gonna let you lead a lap on me here. And oh, that was close to the line for the lead, and Nick Pericles had it by just inches over Shelton. Here comes 14 Austin Mongold. He's got William Duncan behind him. Duncan trying to make it 3 wide in the third turn. He does. Duncan 3 wide for the lead. And he's got it. And he's got Cody Lamas to the inside. Stephanie Gardner shoving him. She's got Johnny Gardner behind him. Please don't let anybody make a mistake. This race is now down to its final 8 laps. It's going to be a crazy 8 laps here at Atlanta. Gardner, Stephanie Gardner to the inside, 26, she's got the lead. Here comes Johnny to the inside, side by side to lead the lap. Who will it be? Will it be Stephanie or Johnny? Stephanie led the lap. And here comes Michigan winner, Jonathan Zorlin in the 5. One of those who's collected his first win of his career. Here comes Trey Campbell. He's going to make a 3 wide. Campbell looking for his 4th win of the season. Pete London's up there. He's been good on the 1.5 miles this season. Zed Weinstein's in there. Seth Cole's in it. Sky Commons in the 12. He won at Kansas this season. Ryan Richards, William Duncan, Marty Johnson, 55, the Southern 500 winner at Darlington. Inside comes Seth Cole. He and Zed Weinstein side by side. Cole at the lap. 3 wide, racing about 6, 7 rows deep as they come down turns 1 and 2. 5 to go, 4.5 now. And here comes Marty Johnson, 3 wide. Zach Flickinger. He almost made it 4 wide, sticking his nose to the inside. 4 to go. And here comes Flickinger, 66 to the inside. Keith Batson's in there. And where did Joshua Osborne come from? Gene Sanford's getting into it now in the 94. Batson to the lead in 28. Osborne, get inside now. He's got the shove on Gene Sanford in the 94. And Gene makes it 3 wide. Here comes Mason Powers in the 8. Kyle Austin in 88. Joshua Card's getting into it now. Here comes Mason Powers, number 8 to the inside. And the yellow flag is waved with 2 to go. Tony Green's crashed. And the yellow flag flying being the end of the race, that means Mason Powers has won the race in the 8th, though, to be his 2nd win of the season. Zed Weinstein's in the crash. William Douglas saw Daniel Voiles. Kyle Matthews, 42's in the crash. Jonathan Zorlin. Oh, Charles Sanford. Trey Campbell's crashed. Poteet. Quentin Moore. Seth Cole. Dylan Young. Shelton, the championship leader's crashed. And so has Mike Becker. Austin Mongold's crashed. And who's leading the race now? We saw Mason Powers come in the pits. Who's leading? I believe it's Kyle Austin. Kyle Austin's leading the race. What in the world happened to Mason Powers and what happened on the backstretch? I believe, if I saw right, there was a crash on the backstretch after they taken the yellow flag. And Mason Powers won race back to start finish, and apparently he got in the crash himself. So this may mean that he is now giving the race to 88 Kyle Austin. And that's going to be a race right here at Atlanta. Kyle Austin, number 88, their Ford Quality Care, Ford Credit, Ford Fusion. And unless he has any damage himself, which I don't think he does, we'll circle around the start-finish line to take the win here today at Atlanta. Gene Samuel will come up 2nd. 3rd is Joshua Card. 4th, Joshua Osborne. In 5th position was Ryan Richards. And there it is, going to start finish line. And there it is. Kyle Austin has won the NAPA Know-How 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And we are going to take a look at the crash here after we give you the results of the race. Kyle Austin wins. With Gene Samber finishing second. And we gave you the top 5 already. Right here, Cody Lamas comes home 6 positions. That's going to gain him a lot of points. There. Sky Commons, Zach Flickinger, Trevor Reinhardt, and Pichu London in the top 10 in today's event. Then comes Jesse Henry, Nick Pericles was 12, Stephanie Gardner, Johnny Gardner, Charles Sanford, Dylan Poteet, Dougie Shears, Dylan Young, Seth Cole, and Mike Becker, the first car out of the race. Will finish last. And we do have replays here. Jessica Sheldon saw her down in 28th. And it's a shame, and I'm sorry I jinxed her because she was in position to extend her lead in the points. And let's look at it again here. That's Trevor Reinhardt. He made it 4 wide on Matthews. And there went the entire field there. Seth Cole and Austin Mongold spun. There was Kyle Matthews and William Duncan. And I'm trying to think how all this happened here, and that looked like that was the cause of the yellow flag here was Duncan and Matthews. We'll check back on that here in a minute. Now, Mason Powers won respect to the start-finish line. Mason Powers really should have won this race at Atlanta, but then apparently I think Kyle Austin in the AA might have been a little bit upset that Powers beat him to the finish line. Nope, Mason did not. Kyle did send Mason into Gene Sanford and spun him around. Lamas comes to a stop. Oh, and Marty Johnson got flipped over. Mike Becker was in the crash. Yeah, and there's where Shelton crashed. Johnny Gardner, Keith Batson. And Dylan Young slams in the back of Seth Cole. Trey Campbell, Jonathan Zorlin. Oh my gosh, and I didn't see this happen. Let's look at this one. Far Chase V has never failed us. Zach Flinkinger gets into Marty Johnson, squeezed Keith Batson on the wall, and Marty and Keith would go on a flyer. There's where Mason Powers and Gene Sanford spun. And then right there, Mike Becker slams into Marty Johnson. Now watch Shelton in the 9. She's nowhere in view at the moment. Nailed the back of Zach Flickinger's car. And Shelton to come across the line in 19th. Oh gosh, what a mess. I don't know what it is about caution flags and cooldown laps that's been making everybody wreck. We saw a wreck fest on the cooldown at Charlotte after the 600. This is ridiculous here. And here's where everybody else piles in right there. Charles Sanford, Quentin Moore, Dylan Poteet. Moore actually goes to the inside. Quentin goes to the inside. Charles turns, but a little bit too late. Goes into the 30 of Trey Campbell. Quentin gets into Charles Sanford, and then Poteet. Actually, I think Poteet goes away with no scratch. I'm not so sure. What the heck happened here in Atlanta? I have no clue. And look at the attrition here in Atlanta. 20th on down to last. Here, all intents and purposes, 20 cars out of the race here at Atlanta. I really don't know here. But for Kyle Austin, number 8, he gets the win here today at Atlanta. And there's your points with 3 races remaining. Jessica Shelton still leads, but now her lead's been chopped to 72 points. Mike Becker is in second place in the points. Cody Lama's third by 102. Becker now 72 behind Shelton. Peachy London in fourth. Dougie Shears fifth. Johnny Gardner sixth. Kyle Matthews seventh. Zach Flickinger, Dylan Poteet, and Gene Sanford now 10th. William Duncan still dropping in the points. He's down to 11th. And right now, Zach Flickinger still in the lead for Rookie of the Year in the series. No question that you'll go to the highest finishing rookie. Seth Cole currently in 20th. Joshua Osborne with a solid run goes up to 17th in the points. And Marty Johnson up to 15th in the points. Quentin Moore 13th. As several guys having solid runs in the points. Kyle Boston's win moves into the top 20 in 19th. And there's the rest of the order and the points as they are right now. But what an ending here at Atlanta. We're not done yet. We'll be heading to Phoenix, the next stop on the tour, for the running of the Subway Fresh Fit 500. Don't miss it.